involved with the now ruling party in their campaign to ensure that they won the elections. She assured her that if the now ruling party won the elections, she would be appointed a cabinet secretary and would then do business with her. After Waiguru was appointed as cabinet secretary at the Ministry of Planning and Devolution, Josephine says that sometime in mid-August 2014, the cabinet secretary invited me to her house in Runda Evergreen House number 29 and requested me to bring along the following personal documents: copy of my national identification card, passport-size photos, copy of my PIN certificate. This was to facilitate the incorporation of companies. Josephine says that during the period between August and September 2014, the cabinet secretary introduced me to the following people: her personal assistant Betty Minor, with whom they had worked together at the World Bank; Hassan Noor, the Director of Administration at Planning Devolution Ministry, where he was also the chairman of the MTC Ministerial Tender Committee. Aidan Harake was the other person she was introduced to and then poised for a senior position in the administrative and financial structure in the National Youth Service. She also met Mutahi Ngunyi, a consultant at NYS, and later Lois Nyamu Mbarire, the CS Waiguru's elder sister, who joined them later in the meeting. Josephine says Waiguru also gave her a secure phone in which she would only call her. She was instructed to only switch it on between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. every morning, then again between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. in the evening. She says Waiguru informed me that the 4 people excluding Lois will be of assistance in processing of tenders and payments for the goods supplied and services rendered. Later, Waiguru will tell me that Lois's role would be to pay supply agents and move profits. On the 7th of October 2014, Betty Minor called me and requested for a meeting at a restaurant near Uchumi House, Nairobi. I proceeded to the venue as agreed, had a cup of tea, and then she gave me about 7 copies of certificates of incorporation of the companies the CS had assisted to be registered. Subsequently, the cabinet secretary instructed me to open bank accounts for the companies at Family Bank and specifically at Kenya Tea Development Authority Plaza branch. Josephine continues to say in the affidavit that Waiguru called a Raphael Ndunda, who was an employee of Family Bank, as head of compliance, and his role was to ensure that the accounts were opened and operated without any hiccups. With the companies duly registered, she was poised to start doing clean and honest business with the National Youth Service. She says in the affidavit that in the month of November 2014, I received my first local purchase order LPO for the delivery of construction materials for the Kibera project by Hassan Noor. CS Waiguru also stated that in big deals, there are normal government bureaucratic delays in remittance of payments, and she therefore advised me that it would be wise to have some other business as a front to rely on. In this regard, I floated the idea of a computer accessories shop, and she loaned me 1 million Kenya shillings. Josephine says that the CS provided seed capital to start a supply of the road construction materials. The money were brought to her by Lois Mbarire, Waiguru's elder sister, amounting to 24 million Kenya shillings. Upon delivery of the materials ordered in the initial LPOs and the subsequent payments of the same, Mr. Mutahi Ngunyi gave me details of an account to which he had instructed that I deposit 1.5 million shillings. I told CS Waiguru about this request, and she said that I should proceed and act as Mr. Mutahi Ngunyi had said. Josephine says the CS was fully aware of the transactions leading to this payment of 791 million shillings, and she knew that the project was genuine business where materials were supplied and payments made thereto was for my business. She continues to say that after the newspaper expose on CBK questioning NYS payments, CS Waiguru summoned me very early in the morning at her Runda house, where I met Mr. Mutahi Ngunyi, Mr. Aidan Harake, Mr. Hassan Noor, and a gentleman by the name Mr. Joseph Mugwanja. They were all mad at Harake for processing orders behind their backs, leading to the ensuing mess. Mr. Mutahi Ngunyi advised Madam Waiguru to do an official statement to cool down public anger. He also advised her to do a backdated letter on the purportedly stolen password similar to the one that had been written earlier by an officer in the ICT department. Part 2 of Josephine's affidavit highlights key points in the cover-up of the scandal, only targeting small fish. Dennis Okari, NTV.